Hello, nerds, and welcome to Into the Wild, your favourite wildlife and conservation podcast where we look at all things, well, wildlife and conservation.
This is a podcast of curiosity where we know we don't have all the answers.
Oh, that's my co-host Nadia, by the way.
Hi. But it doesn't really matter because we're here to learn and crucially listen to those who are affected by and closest to the issues that we as conservationists tend to pick over from our comfy living rooms.
So strap yourselves in, open up your luggles, grab a brew, and join us as we geek out over nature, share our love for wildlife, rarely take ourselves seriously, all whilst learning. Oh, and we sometimes swear.
I'm about to start the podcast face.
I'm waiting to see if you're going to start.
Oh!
And you did. I gave you enough time that you can
No,
bear
I
silence.
feel like that's you. I feel like it's the energy rising up through your body to your face, and it's like I can see it coming.
What? What does that even mean?
It means like
you can see the energy rise through my body.
Okay, like you know when someone throws up, you can see it coming about 3 seconds before.
Oh, great! So my resting face is pre-vomit face.
Welcome to Into the Wild, everybody.
What a disgusting start, nerds!
This is your third March instalment of Nature News.
I know, week 9.
Week 9.
Week 9
I tell you
of
what, it's
Nature
different
News.
from week 1.
Yeah, oh God, it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But it tastes
come a
the
long
same.
Oh, it's just the value, content. Still 100%.
Yeah.
It's just we're warmer.
We're warmer. We're getting there. Happy spring equinox.
I know. I feel very spiritual about it.
Do you? Interestingly, do you know what where the word equinox comes from?
I feel like I'm about to find out.
Oh no, I have no idea. I just wondered if you did.
Oh no. Oh well, this is a great segment. I feel like I don't know. It's the name of a club I might have gone to at university.
Oh, I've definitely got drunk in
I've
Equinox.
been to
Halfway through the night, the lights just come bright on. And you're like, oh, springtime, we got to go.
Oh God, I hate that club. I'm so glad I'm not hungover right now.
Oh God, me too.
God.
Me too. What has been? Well, we usually do a nature highlight.
Yeah.
Did you want to relate it to spring in any way?
Well, no, I'm just going to relate it to facts.
Oh, good then.
I had my first bumblebee.
Oh, did you? What?
A really, really big one.
Oh, I love
I just
them.
feel like crying even just saying it because when they come up to you, it's like, hello.
Yeah, they're like bumblebees. Remind me of like just a gentle old person.
Yeah.
That comes up to you and goes, do you know the way to the chemist?
Yeah, I'm
like,
I
yeah,
might not get there, but
the
I'll
flowers
try.
are just over there. They're like, God bless, thank you.
And then they kind of get to it and they...
Where wasps, and I know any entomologists are going to be fuming, but I mean, like, yellow jacket wasps are a bit more like, give me your wallet. Like, do you know what I mean? They're a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, no, but they are, though.
Yeah, they are.
I haven't seen any. When do they
I
come
actually
out?
let one out of a customer's house yesterday. It was in the window, and I opened the window to let it out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're ahead of me because you had bumblebee like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they've been out a while down here, yeah.
Go on then, what else is there now?
What have I seen? So actually, I saw my first comma butterfly yesterday, which
Nice.
I got very excited about. I also heard, well, I don't know. There was oh God, it's gonna make me sound like a birder. Give me a minute.
Again. So you know if something like smells like shit and looks like shit.
But tastes different.
Go on.
I was in the woods with the dogs yesterday walking, and it was really loud of bird song and stuff like that. And I was like, I'll get Merlin Bird app out. Just it'd be nice to see what it picks up. And it picked up like chiff chaff, robin, blue tit, carrion crow, parakeet, obviously, and just loads of other things. And then it picked up crossbill.
Oh.
And I was like, I've never picked that up on the heath before, ever. And I do use Merlin app probably a couple of times a week up there. So I sent it to a few ornithologists and birder friends. I was like, would it be?
On speed dial.
And on speed dial, yeah, I put it on the... I shined the bird light into the sky. And I was just like, do you think? And they were like, well, it's not impossible. it's unlikely. And they were like, send the sound recording. So I sent the sound recording. We're having a look. So there was a bit of a debate whether it could have been like a chiff chaff doing a bit of a chippy noise or
The little mimic.
yeah. So we weren't too sure, but I kind of just enjoyed that moment of like trying to figure out. And also, I like the moment of we'll never know really.
No.
Like I don't care what anyone tells me.
That would kill some. You know when you say I like that.
Yeah.
Some people are the opposite of that.
I know. I think it's beautiful going. I might have heard one, and depending on the story I want to tell, will decide whether I saw one or not.
I can't wait for like a few months' time going, yeah, full of crossbills through the sky on the heath.
Couldn't move from.
Absolutely. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, so that was
That's
really nice.
And also, I'm glad I'm interested. We can talk after this. Who your little ornithological network is that you go to?
That's code for
Around the
Nadia's
heath.
furious she's not in it.
No, well, I assumed they would be heath-related bird watchers, right?
No,
'Cause I
but we
don't know
were
what you get at
using
Hampstead
heath. We were using heath-related documentation.
Okay, great.
Right.
Lovely. Love a crossbill.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Do you mind if I start?
I'd love you to start.
Okay.
God, I hope it's a good one.
Well, yeah, it is. It's. I don't know. Is it? It's an important bit. I think. It's about coexistence.
Oh, lovely.
That sexy topic.
Here we go. We're going to get some kind of moral lesson.
No, it came out the other day that the Spanish Parliament had a vote on cutting food waste that will coincidentally also end the ban on wolf hunting.
What?
I know. I thought it was very interesting that those two things went side by side. So it was an article that grabbed my attention. I was like, I want to see how those two work. So basically, the Spanish Parliament has voted through a measure that will, in effect, lift the ban on wolves, that is hunting wolves, that was opposed. I think it was in 2021. It was a coalition led by the Conservative People's Party with the support of the far-right Vox Party and the Basque and Catalan nationalists. All the lovely people. The good ones. They added an amendment to a law aimed at reducing Spain's estimate 1.2 billion kilograms of food waste. So what I find interesting about this article...
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? This article is interesting because I think it's something that's trying to do a good thing. Right, and probably is going to do a lot of the time. This law's probably going to improve a lot of systems that are creating that food waste. However, mixed into that is this lifting on hunting wolves. So you're probably like also they're going, how the fuck does hunting wolves prevent food waste? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So the amendment says that wolves create food waste in the form of 14 million kilograms of meat in the remains of about 14,000 sheep and cattle they allegedly kill each year in Spain.
14,000.
Allegedly. So the really important thing to note here is that critics are saying there's no scientific basis for these figures. Now, the other thing I will say is that says critics. It doesn't say scientists. It says
It's all a game, innit?
it's all a game. So this is why I find these articles absolutely mad. So I'm probably, Nadia, you'll probably be better at pronouncing this because you go to Spain quite a lot. You've got connections out there. But it's in a place called Castilla León. Is that a place?
If it's double L,
Yes.
it's pronounced Lia. Castilla.
Castilla León, then.
De Leon, or Leon.
The region with the largest wolf population. Farmers' organisations claimed that in 2024, wolves killed about 6,000 head of livestock. Critics have said basically there's no scientific justification for that. And I will say some of those critics are from WWF. And they basically say it's profoundly irresponsible, and that was Spain's Ministry for Ecological Transition. They said the conflict between wildlife and humans is nothing new, and the only policy that benefits everyone must be based on coexistence.
We like that.
Yeah, I do really like that. It's a very kind of, step forward kind of thing. The figures released the week showed that the population explosion of wolf packs predicted by the pro-hunting lobby has not materialised. Numbers have remained stable in the northwest, home to a majority of Spain's estimate 2,500 wolves in an area they have enjoyed protection only since 2021. So, yeah, it's a weird one, a weird story. I don't know much
Very
about how
interesting.
Spain's systems work on hunting and kind of what the general
There's only
social
one way
feel.
to find out. We should go.
We should... right, Sky Scanner. No,
Really interesting.
Yeah.
God, do you know what? I think, to be honest, most of that is what I would expect when it comes to a big predator. Is there's a hunting lobby that wants rid of them. There's some other people that go, no, we don't need to. And there's, there is like the middle of the road, which is actually we need to coexist. What's the more staggering thing there are the numbers.
I know, right? I know.
So 2,500 wolves seems like an awful lot. But Spain is so.
Well, Spain's very big. 2,500.
Spain is so big, so that's fine.
It's also connected to other mainlands, so these wolves are able to. I'm not sure about that region whether it borders other countries, but
bob into France.
Exactly, I know that. I mean, other European countries.
Well, the northwest of Spain is. You'd have to go to the northeast of Spain to get to France. So,
but yeah. So I mean, but there is. I think when we're talking about coexistence with this, especially when we're looking at like farms and stuff. We're always, I don't think we're always, but I think, or maybe always, going to have this kind of conflict with, people are imposing, we don't know how that ban came into place. Maybe farmers were completely ignored on this and given absolutely no autonomy.
Lump it. Like it or lump it, it's happening.
Yeah, someone in, the city somewhere is deciding this, it's been imposed on your life, and just that removal of autonomy over to be able to protect your livelihood, I don't know, anything, even if you've never lost anything, is enough for you to go, I'm not happy about that. That might be the case.
Time. I mean, it's almost like we need an Into the Wild checklist.
Yeah, bingo card, yeah.
Has the community been talked to?
Yeah.
Has it been a long enough consultation to make sure all of the community voices are heard? Have we exhausted and used every single possible way of, safeguarding and supporting people's livelihoods on the ground before introducing the animal? Or all of these different things that we know work when there are successful situations where there's which we hear about in our Journey Back to Namibia series. You'll hear about some of these systems of like that human wildlife conflict where farmers are literally going, oh, it's okay if we've got the resources to manage it.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, just that autonomy to go like, if I needed to, I can. But then on the flip side of that, I understand why that panics a lot of people because there is so little trust. There's so little trust going, but you've got a gun. Yeah, you've got a gun. You've got the right and legality to kill or hunt. Are you just going to go out there and hunt? I mean, I don't know if that's how that works in Spain. So I do need to do a bit more reading on that.
Well, I do think they do more hunting in Spain. They love their meat, though.
Yeah, no one's eating wolf, are they?
They love their meat. No, but I mean, I guess their livestock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is.
They have a different relationship to the relationship that we've got here where the most of the meat people eat is unrecognisable. Exactly,
yeah. So I thought it was an interesting story. Yeah, so I might... it's something I'd like to look more... We have spoken about wolves and coexistence quite a lot on the podcast historically.
Ryan, Jet 2, I'm telling you.
Let's just...
It's not that far.
It's not... We could train it.
Hey nerds, sorry to interrupt the show, it's Ryan here. I just wanted to pop on to tell you something quick. We always want Into the Wild to be a free and accessible show, but it does cost to run this thing. So if you ever have any spare pennies or pounds and you want to chuck it towards your favourite nature, wildlife and conservation podcast, then you can do so by going to www.ko-fi.com/intothewildpod. The link is in the write-up of this episode. Anything you're able to give goes straight back into the shows we produce. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Back onto nature news.
Right, what's your story? What you got?
Well, from wolves to whales.
As they say in Luxembourg.
Classic Nadia. This is a story based on the headline that.
Oh, for God's sake. Woolly whales.
Have been brought back. They never exist. Really friction going through the water. This is a story titled Ping, You've Got Whale. And it's a new artificial intelligence powered detection systems giving ship captains real-time alerts when whales are in their path. So
Can I just interrupt? Sorry, really, and I'll never do this again. You've really led me down one path and then snatched me back and sent me down somewhere else because you've set this up as if it's going to be a really stupid story. And you're like, it's clickbait. I just went for the headline. It's Ping, You've Got Whales. It's all sounded silly. And then you've immediately gone, so this really interesting bit of...
I think you'll find that scientists recently have discovered a new AI system to detect whales.
I feel like I've been slapped.
Sorry.
Carry on.
Happy equinox. Basically, and then I had to go and look into this. Ship strikes are the biggest cause of whale death in the world.
Biggest?
Up to 20,000 whales a year are killed because of it.
Shut up.
So I was going to end with this, but I'm going to start with this. Stop ordering shit you don't need that is transported on cargo ships. because whales are dying because you needed your trinket. I'm over it. Just yet another reason not to order stuff you don't need, please. Thank you.
That I feel like your auntie's just told you there very firmly to stop dicking around in the living room.
Basically, yeah. Right, come on. I've told you once.
Put the cushions down.
So there's this new detection system that's being offered, or it's been piloted, which is far more intelligent than other early warning systems, which can get confused by things like waves. Which, I mean, on the
They're
using
still ironing out the kinks.
but basically they recognize that all of these like ping 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 alerts, shit, people are like, oh god, it's just, you get fatigue. So they need something hyper intelligent that, like, this is actually a whale. You're gonna have to change your route that you're doing. So this whale spotter, it's an artificial intelligence powered whale detection system that aims to transmit real-time alerts to ships to prevent them from colliding with whales. So it's been, the capabilities have grown tremendously since it was first introduced, and across its more than 24 ship and land-based installations, a global whale spotter network made of more than 51,000 marine mammal detections in 2024, up from just 78 in its first year. So they're detecting way more because of their improvements.
Amazing.
So actually, one of the problems that I have is getting ships to adopt this system and use it is something that's quite difficult. But there was a horrible statistic in this article that the critically endangered right whale is one of the ones that their risks of striking are really high. There's only 370 individuals left, so they can't afford to miss another one. So Kalambokidis is how they pronounce their name, I'm assuming, emphasises that preventing collisions between whales and ships requires using multiple complementary strategies. Why it's not silver bullet, he says, but it's particularly suited to certain goals like limiting the deaths of endangered species. So they want more ships to carry this whale spotter. It should be mandatory.
I just said, why is this not? Is it because it's in like different waters? Is that hard to put in mandatory?
I guess there's not. I'm not sure, but presumably there's something around, like, you know, they're not legally obliged to do so. There's something around international waters.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's
not covered by any kind of, you know, country signing up to some kind of certain CITES, whatever, protection of a species. You know, it's like pirates out there. Whatever goes.
It's just like pirates out there.
So I've got another bit of positive news. Maybe just a little one if we've got time for it.
Yeah, we've got time for a quick little nugget.
Just a quick one. It's just a little quick update, and this is my hint as to what it's about. What's that?
What? I don't know. What was that? It sounded like you were like moving a chair in a room.
Sound like that. Or for the ornithologist that's listening, that is a bit and booming, is it not?
Okay then.
It's a stretch.
Just to let you know, there are no ornithologists in this room.
There are none, or bittens.
Well, no, I think I heard one a minute ago. Could have been a chair.
You might do, Ryan, because last year was another record-breaking year for the Britain's loudest bird.
Are they Britain's loudest bird?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it when I do it, but
no, get out. That's not accurate.
It travels like 5 miles or something ridiculous on a clear day with a good wind.
On a flat landscape with a microphone.
And a PA system. It's like, it's just that note, and it travels really far. I think it travels far, but it's obviously, it's loud. Look, I'm not going to question.
Look, it's loud. I get it. It's loud.
So it's been another record-breaking year for bittens across the UK with 283 booming males.
Wow.
So it's a 20% increase from the previous survey.
Amazing.
So they're doing well.
And what, is anything changed, or are they just...
I just think this is the fruits of the labour. Basically, in the 1980s, 1990s, there was like a mass countrywide push for conservation organisations re-wetting wetlands and growing reed beds. And that process of them establishing breeding is just starting, the fruits of the labour of all of that work in the past goes to show that you don't get fixes easily. This is like a 40-year project.
Long-term thinking, innit?
Long-term thinking. So yeah.
Okay, that's some good, lovely news. Okay, so
I needed to add levity after the whales.
Yeah, I know. I mean, okay, so yeah, we've gone. It's very hard, Nadia and I are learning on this show to present news that doesn't involve death.
I know.
So we will try to put a little positive nugget at the end. But I think these stories that we're presenting, right, whether it's the wolves and trying to look at an article and actually dissect the article, look at the words being used, like critics and lobby and stuff like that, so we fully understand what's going on here. And looking at it on a nuanced level, or looking at the whale situation going, oh God, that's horrible, but you know what, I'm going to, appreciate the technology that's being created to kind of improve this error.
Yeah.
Do you know
and
what I mean?
also, and also it's like, oh, okay, so actually it's not as simple as creating a technology that everyone wants to use it, because there's politics
how do you
and
implement
there's
it? Yeah.
commerce and capitalism and
Exactly.
free markets.
Yeah. And stop
It's almost
buying
like
shit.
we're teaching you through comedy.
So yeah, while some of these stories sound a bit on the neggy side, and they are, there's always bits to take away that don't like push your mental health or your nut too far down. Do you know what I mean?
Don't get your nut too far.
What, I mean, your head.
Oh, okay. There's not subtitles on this.
For Cockney slang. Right, in a couple of weeks, episode 3 of Journey Back to Namibia is out for your luggles. It's looking at food and farming, how rural Namibian farmers are, I'm going to use the word surviving in a 12-year-long drought, and how they're adapting and what they want and need to adapt further as the climate crisis impacts their lives. If you haven't caught up with episode 1 and 2, do so. If I don't say so myself, they're bloody good episodes, really insightful, and some important voices in there, minus mine and Nadia's, that you actually get to hear. Until next time, a couple of things to not forget. If you've got any spare cash and you want to throw it towards your favourite nature and wildlife podcast, you can do so at kofi.com/into-the-pod. The link is in the write-up of this episode, as is our social medias for mine and Nadia's and the podcast. And finally, whatever platform you're listening on, if you're able to chuck us a review, please do so. Or if you'd like to give us a shout out on social media and say hello, we'd love to see that as well. But until next week, look after yourself, nerds. And one more time, do you want to do a bitten to sound us out?
We'll leave on a boom, shall we?
Leave on a bit and boom.